So continuing the lecture series of solid state physics, today we will deal with a very important topic, Miller indices. It is a very important topic. It comes in exam almost every year. So 100% scoring question. So when we come to crystalline solids, we say the properties of crystalline solids are anisotropic. It means the properties of crystalline solids depends upon directions within the crystal. So if we broadly divide the materials, especially solids, two categories are there: amorphous solids and crystalline solids. Amorphous solids, the properties are isotropic, that is, they have almost same properties in all directions. Properties does not depend upon the direction in amorphous solids, as atoms, molecules, ions, of which amorphous solids are made up of, they are in random order. But when we come to crystalline solids, atoms, molecules or ions in a crystalline solids are arranged in a well-defined pattern in three-dimensional space. So properties depends upon the direction in which we wish to measure them. These properties are called, we say, they have anisotropic in nature. So if we wish to study the properties of crystalline solids, we need to specify two things. Number one, planes, various planes present in a crystal. Number two, various directions in which atoms are arranged within a crystal. So the knowledge of directions and planes is very important to specify the various properties of crystalline solids. So for this, Miller, he devised a system, very simple system. He devised a system which is called Miller indices. Miller indices is a concept introduced by Miller to specify the various directions and planes present in a crystal. And if we come to the understanding of planes and directions present in a crystal, then it will be very easy to specify the properties of crystalline materials. So now we will deal with Miller system or Miller indices for directions and planes of a crystalline solids one by one. So firstly we deal with directions, crystal directions. So how Miller introduced a concept for the understanding of various directions present in the crystal. So for this we assume a coordinate system and here we draw a cube. So cubic system is the simplest system to understand. So for simplicity, to understand the concept of directions and planes, we have drawn here a cube. O is the center. Then let this point is A. Then this direction OA. Direction OA will be represented by 0, 1, 0. X coordinate on this line is 0, Z coordinate is 0, and Y coordinate is having value. So in terms of unit, we designate it with 1. That by multiplying any number with 1 we can get the length OA. And directions are always written within the square brackets. Directions according to Miller are always written within the square bracket. Directions are always written by enclosing within square brackets. Enclosing the numbers, we can say. Enclosing the numbers within square brackets. No comma is used. Keep in mind, no comma is used. You cannot write it like this. 0, 1, 0. This is wrong. So if we wish to designate another direction, OB, so direction OB, it will be represented by, it is in XY plane, so 1, 1, 0 within square bracket. If we wish to write this body diagonal OC, it is in space. It will be written like 1, 1, 1. All the three coordinates are there for the point C. And if we come to a situation sometimes negative component, we may be along negative x-axis, we may be along negative y-axis, we may be along negative z-axis. So along any of the axes, for example, we take -3, then according to Miller, it is represented as in directions. In directions, it is represented as, and it is read as 3 bar. Bar means it is along negative axis. One more important point is, if the directions 1 0 0, 0 1 0, 0 0 1, 1 bar 0 0, 0 1 bar 0, 0 0 1 bar, all these directions are equivalent. They are same. There is no difference in terms of Miller indices. They are equivalent directions. Why? Because if we designate it with y, this with z, this with x, then the point A directions, as it is along z axis, so it will be 0 0 1, and if we represent this by x axis, then it will be 1 0 0. Point is the same, direction is the same. So who has marked the axes? Who has selected the axes? We can select the axes in any of the ways. So there is no change in direction that way. So all those directions are called equivalent directions. So this is the beauty of Miller indices. So all these directions are simply written with 1 0 0. So 1 0 0 direction represents all these 6 directions. They are same. So these are written as family of directions, and family of directions are represented with these angular brackets 1 0 0. Here we write angular bracket. So when we write 1 0 0, it is one direction, and when we write angular bracket, then it is a family of directions. So it means all these 6 possible directions, and this means only one direction. So this is a rule. Square bracket stands for one direction, angular bracket stands for family of directions. So if we represent 1 1 1, square bracket 1 1 1, it is OC direction, it is one direction. But when we write this, it is a family of directions. How many members will be there? It will be having 8 members. Because about a point, we will be having 8 cubes, 4 in the same plane, 4 below, and we will be having 8 body diagonals, and all those body diagonals are represented with this angular bracket. So this is how we represent the directions using Miller indices. So now we have learned how to specify the directions in a crystal. Second part is method for Miller indices of a plane. So how we can specify the various planes present in a crystal using Miller indices? So for this, consider the coordinate system. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis, O is the origin. X-axis, we mark the axis, the cuts A, one cut, it is having length A. This will be 2A, 2B, 3A, 4A. Primitive unit vectors along x-axis, then along y-axis B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, here C, 2C, 3C, 4C. And now we represent the plane. The plane passes through these intercepts. This is a plane. A, B, C. So my ABC is a plane. So now I will try to find the Miller indices for this plane. So it will be having following steps. Number one is find the intercept of the plane along the X, Y and Z axes. For x-axis, intercept is 3A. For y-axis, intercept is 2B. For z-axis, intercept is 2C. So number one, find the intercept. Second is express the intercept as multiples of A, B and C. So multiples are here, multiple of A is 3, multiple of B is 2, multiple of C is 2. Third step, take reciprocal. So it will be 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Fourth step is reduce these to smallest integers. Reduce these to set of smallest integers. So if we multiply each by 6, they will be reduced to smallest integers. So it will be 2, 3, 3. So enclose them in parentheses. 2, 3, 3. Don't use commas. So this represents plane ABC. So this plane is merely represented with this round bracket. And here family of planes is represented with curly brackets. It is family of planes. So if we represent like this HKL, this is one plane, and HKL, it is a family of planes. So now we repeat the 5 steps again. Firstly, write the intercepts of the plane. Remove ABC. Simply write multiples. Then take reciprocal. Reduce to smallest integer. And close them in round bracket. So this is how we represent planes and family of planes. Planes with round brackets, family of planes with curly brackets, using Miller indices. So there are some important points about Miller indices. These should be taken into care while deciding directions and planes in a crystal. Number 1, in a crystal, direction is written with square bracket. HKL is perpendicular to in a cubic crystal. In a cubic crystal, direction HKL is perpendicular to plane HKL. Plane is written with round bracket. Direction is written with square bracket. In a cubic crystal, this direction is perpendicular to this plane. We will prove it in our next lecture. For the time being, remember this. If Miller indices are of double digit, if the Miller indices are of double digit, like 5, 12, 15, these are of double digit, then they are separated by commas. Otherwise, no commas are used. Use of comma is allowed only when Miller indices are in double digit. If a plane is parallel to any of the coordinate axes, then the intercept of the plane is infinity, because as it is parallel, so it will not cut the axis. Then the intercept of the plane for that particular axis is is infinity, because as it is parallel, so it will cut nowhere, and when we take the reciprocal of infinity, it will be 0. So Miller index will be for that particular axis will be 0. Number 4. If the plane passes through region then if we wish to find Miller indices for that plane passing through region, then Miller indices are found or calculated for another plane parallel to it, because parallel planes have same Miller indices. That will be a family of planes. Planes 226, 113 are the same planes. By merely multiplying with a number, we don't get a different plane. Those will be same planes, because in Miller indices ratio is important, not the actual value. Next is crystal directions. Of a family HKL need not to be parallel to each other. So if we write this family, so it will be having these directions 1 0 0, 0 1 0, 0 0 1, 0 0 1 bar, 0 1 bar 0, 1 bar 0 0. So these are not parallel. It is along x-axis, it is along y-axis, it is along z-axis, it is along negative z-axis, it is along negative y-axis, it is along negative x-axis. So all directions are not same. So this completes the introductory concept to Miller indices. This is very important topic, a long one. So we will be doing it in 3 parts. This is the first part. In the second part, we will try to find few good numericals related to this, and we will be solving the various directions and planes in those numericals. It is very important topic for exams, so must to do question. related to Miller indices concept. Thanks a lot.